That's enough of the music. Okay, well, that's enough of the music. Had enough of that. Okay. Oh my God. Right now, rocking and rolling. Where is Todd? That is the question for today. That is the topic for today. What happened to our guy? What happened to our offsider? Our second in charge.
Every night out, you tend to lose one person.
Yeah, we don't usually lose Todd. We don't usually lose Todd. You know, Todd's usually one of the stay hards. You know, but. Yeah, I think he's just.
And I would argue he's your responsibility.
My responsibility, because I got to.
Yeah, I live on the opposite side of town. So.
Yeah. Look, as I said, we dropped Paul off, and because he's on the way out on Petkerson Road, so we dropped Paul off. I then jump out of the taxi when we get to my moo barn, and then we sort of indicate to the taxi driver, you got to get him home. You know, he's only just 2 kilometres up the road, but I don't know what happens after that. Oh my God. We do expect to have him sort of turn up. Anyway, we've got Jerry here. G'day, say Jerry. Jerry, say g'day.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. Yeah. G'day, mate. He's
I can do a little Aussie if I need to.
Right, yeah, and you've worked out how to say aluminium yet, or what? Aluminium. Say the word aluminium. Go on.
I don't know what element that is, but that's different than what I know as aluminum. That's for sure. It's not the same element.
Aluminium.
Toyota. What is this Toyota Celica anyway? This Celica. What's this? Look, what? Kimbo, back me up. It's a Toyota Celica.
It's a Celica.
It's a Celica, yeah.
So what is the element that is Si? Just curious.
Silicon.
Silicon.
Not silicon.
Not silicon. We were having some of these discussions last night. If you hadn't worked this shit out. Yeah, well, I'm trying to explain to somebody I used to have a Toyota Celica, full work motor, side draft Webbers, the whole thing, and it's, what's it, 35, 75 cam. It went like a rocket, right? And they think, what's a Celica? What's a Celica? Had to show them a picture, and they, oh, you mean a Celica? Toyota Celica. What?
Toyota did not name that Celica. I'm telling you right now, it's a Celica in the U.S.
Is that like Nissan versus Nissan?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Nissan. It's a Nissan, not a Nissan.
Nissan.
Anyway, so good.
Yeah, do they make Liam?
So it was an American versus an Australian, match last night, and of course I said, okay, well, how do you say aluminium? It's spelt aluminium, and we just can't agree on that one.
You mean aluminum?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I have 2 O's, Jerry.
Where's the O in aluminium? I don't know.
Aluminum.
Alu. What? There's no O in aluminium. Aluminum. Anyway, we got Robert Mack. He's probably killing himself laughing, of course.
Morning, Robert.
But we have no idea where Todd is. He's the slacker. We had a pretty good night last night. There was our bi-weekly meetup, starting with Jerry's meetup group in the morning. So that was coffee and I think a choc chip donut or something like that. You guys went to the Wine Connection, didn't you, Jerry?
We went to Wine Connection, yeah.
That's
we had
right.
24 people. Too many,
Yep.
They can't handle us, and I have to readjust that idea.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't handle it.
They can't handle it anymore? Bit of a shame,
never
isn't it?
ate.
Yeah.
I didn't wind up eating. They didn't bring me my entree, so I had a salad and a soda. It took an hour and a half to get the soda. So I said, no, I don't want it. They were nice enough. They charged me only for the soda, and that was it. Or pop, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's a Nam Soda. Nam Soda. There's Niall there. G'day, Niall. We missed having Niall's presence last night. He would have rounded up the group. What up, Mo Fagas? Mo Fagas. But yeah, we had a good night. It was we coffee and cream cheese bagel. Coffee and cream cheese bagel. Is that what you're eating? Is it? Really? I don't know about that. Cheese bagel, coffee. Moving right along. Yeah, we have no. Go
What
on.
did you think of the fireballs?
If I had COVID, that would have killed it. Okay, that's like hand sanitizer for your throat. That stuff, you know. Just you had.
Rumplemans. That's Rumplemans.
Jack Dorrigan. There's another. There he is. He's another layabout, Mr. Jack Dorrigan. Stephen Money. Yeah, so he's probably just. Stephen's probably just. Spitting chips that he's not over here having a bit of fun with us as well. Like the carp eating cauliflower and spinach leaves. Ugh. Really? I think I could think of better things to eat for breakfast at least anyway. Yeah, the wine connection cannot handle Jerry. But yeah, so we went and had, Jerry went to wine connection. I got myself a new bag for all my camera gear because I'm starting to find camera gear is a bit of a challenge to carry around everywhere. So I got a bigger bag. Must weigh about 10 kilos now. Sort of feels like it. So I did that running around. Fireballs are just like cough medicine there. And after that went to Susie's. Just started a easy afternoon, and then everybody sort of, what have we had, 8 or 9 people. Susie's really, we had a good crowd there last night. It wasn't just our group. It was, we had a good following there last night.
Yeah, it was pretty full.
Yeah, Stephen, the hotties were exceptional at the motor show. Well, we're still lacking. Again, the motor shows are just not the same as they were a couple of years ago. They're just not. They're either not spending the money to get the hotties in, or the hotties just don't want to do it anymore, or what? I don't know. But the girls on the Yamaha stand, they were cute. Oh yeah, my eye. I have still no idea where is Todd.
Todd. Yeah.
I've
I've called him 3 times and
Yeah.
FaceTimed him, and there's no response.
No response. He's dead as a doornail.
I mean, to be fair, we had a decent amount of drinks last night.
Well, I'm still here.
It must have been the Wednesday and the Thursday night combined that's ridden him off.
Yeah, well, he's just not made of the stuff anymore, is he?
I think it was the blowjob that did him in.
The blowjobs. I'm still waiting to have my account banned on Facebook for 30 days or something because I talked about a blowjob.
Yeah.
I did even put the qualifying. This is the link to how you actually make a blowjob. It's a legitimate liqueur drink. Shot drink. But no, the woke society of our modern Facebook, no, they won't have a bar of that shit.
It's definitely one of my pet peeves is society is being more and more controlled by computers.
Mm-hmm.
So people have to act like computers or to get around the computers,
Mm-hmm.
rather than having like rules that are ideas. We now have rules that are like, this set in stone thing where like I could sell rollerblades on Facebook because of it was like I was trying to sell rollerblade skis and ski poles and it wouldn't let me, and even changing to roller skates, like changing, and I was selling the brand name rollerblade one, so I wanted to make that apparent, and Facebook was like, no, you can't sell weapons. I'm like, you're stupid.
Yeah,
But you can't do that. There's not really like you're stupid, or no, I even had them review it and they're like, no, these are weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that was about a year.
Everything is a
When was it?
weapon.
That was 2 years ago. 18 months ago. How long ago was that? It wasn't that
It
far.
was actually only a year ago. Only a year ago when I left the US. Yeah.
The woke society about I'm over
I
it.
gotta go downstairs.
Okay. Okay, and
breakfast.
DC, g'day DC, how you doing? I had to Google how to cook cauliflower in the microwave. That's to my. I don't you just put it in one of those microwave bowls with a bit of water and just zap it, don't you? Not much to be done. Yes, yeah, Niall, you've been spoilt for blowjobs in the last week. Yeah. Again, they'll probably demonetise this stream because I said the word blowjob. Oh my God, the woke society. Paul T, g'day from Oz. I enjoyed the last vlog from the car show. So generally, how are things doing? Well, things are really starting to shape up to be back to normal. The only thing that's not normal right now is the face mask wearing and the 11 o'clock curfew, which I think we finally rocked out of the Triple X bar at 1 o'clock in the morning and caught a taxi. So that 11 o'clock curfew is a flexible thing, but yeah, it's not like the old days where the closing time in the old days pre-pandemic there was a 1 o'clock closing time, and generally you're rocking out there 2.5, but yeah, yeah, well, there's a few, there is a couple of places actually doing dancing on the stage, not very many of them though. I think Todd can't get here as he's tied up, yes, Malcolm. And the knots in the bed head are impossible, especially one-handed. Yes, I know what that's like. Yeah. Alas, there was nobody there was nobody else in a taxi when I got out of the taxi last night. It was just him going home. So he's only got 2 kilometres further to go from my place. So whether he picks somebody up between my house and his house, that's a whole different question.
He's probably trying to gnaw with his teeth.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, when I put rollerblades on, nobody is safe. Yes. Wear weapons in day. I thought they had registered your hands and feet as lethal weapons there, Niall. So, but rollerblades, that would just be sort of icing on the cake. Yes, we need to cover up the top, cover up with the top smart. Okay. Yes, there is always some nice rides at the car show. Cars, motorcycles, so we still haven't got much further with these, with the whole, what's it, the Suzuki, was it Suzuki Swift, wasn't it? That's the one we're going to,
yeah. Is what I was looking at, yeah.
Chanya's going to try to organise something locally. We're going to do something through the car show, but now we've got a bit of a cooling off period. But Chanya sort of says, no, they've been doing that deal for ages. This is what they call, the two-toning colour, selecting colour, selecting the interior, and it's all made to order. What we had been told at the car show was basically, just a little bit of spruiking that was going on there to try to get the numbers, the sales up.
Yeah, well, out of the ones that Todd was looking at in Sydney, the Swift looked like the more roomier of the
for a
three.
for a runaround, for a runaround car, for just he's not going to be like I said, if we're going to do long trips, like Jerry still wants to do the road trip sort of bullshit, which we're all into, but we'll probably go on bikes and they can go in cars. They can have the safety of their cage while we get out there on the road.
Hey, now
Hey.
just settled down.
It's all settled.
No.
Yeah. Well, you how far? Yeah, that's right. You were getting your bike license, but you gave up, didn't you?
Well, because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
I might still get the bike license just to have it, but just to run around town in a little scooter.
On a scooter, yeah.
I can't ride your bike. I'll never get to that level.
Was it? There are some. Yeah, was it? You're probably right, Malcolm. Not nude. Not nude. Yeah. The girls on the dance stages tend to be clothed at the moment, but yeah. Yeah, pre-COVID it was a little bit different. They, but we won't go into that. You've got to be here to understand the differences. The car shows are some of your best. I don't know. Again, we get 3 car shows a year. I just go because I enjoy, looking at the cars, looking at the bikes, and hopefully we'll sort of see a couple of pretty girls there. But I don't think that they're the best vlogs. So I got some new material sort of that I want to start doing, but I've got to try to get the bike riding stuff as part of the regular offering, probably at least once every 2 weeks. Going for a ride and getting those vlogs out. I've got one in the can. I haven't even sort of that won't come out until after we get back from Sukhothai, because that's a big edit. It takes probably 8 to 10 hours to edit that one. Put it all together. But
I noticed there's a lot of EV sort of formatted cars that were showcased this time around.
Yeah,
charging stations starting to pop up now, or.
We've had charging stations at most of the what they call malls. They're quite prominent now in the malls, but as I said, we're only sort of seeing, for like the Central Salia here, I think there's only 4 or 5 charging stations out of the whole car park area. So any more than 5 cars need charge. I don't know how they're going to deal with that. Your battery goes flat. But. And was it, Stephen? Need to video a watch show next. That's not likely to happen.
I think Steve needs just to get over here. And watch
Get out of your comfort zone, Stephen. Get over to Thailand and enjoy yourself. But so where the hell is Todd gone? That's it. Can't believe it. G'day, XNL. So after we get because we're now doing the Bangkok Insider, which seems to be a regular offering on the channel. So that's me out and about without Chanya. So me, the bad boy side of Thailand. Hanging out with people like Niall. He's incorrigible. It's not just the sexy girls not getting nude. Wazza doesn't take his shirt off. Yeah, it does. He's too freak. It's all gone to something. Yeah, well, you don't want to see me with my shirt off, seriously. Same with you. No. You just keep your clothes on too. But yeah, so we want to get we got the Bangkok Insider stuff that seems to be rocking through now. We want to start to get the Bangkok bikers sort of angle, rock and rolling. We'll start doing that more regularly after I get back from Sukhothai. And then after we got that one launched, probably for a month or so, I really want to get back into doing the transgender topics. I got a whole bunch of material, but again, it's more based on what do you call it? I just don't know how to stage it, because you can't do it those sort of topics out and about wandering around. You have to sit down and find a place to actually do it, and you've got to have a bullet point script so you can stay on topic. But some of my best vlogs on the channel are always to do around the transgender topic. Ideally, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Nuk Jung involved, right? Because again, as I was saying during this week, I can't really get Chanya involved in doing it. She have no problem getting involved with it, but it's the same part of the slim story because we're together. What I need a counterpoint. I need what do you call it? I need Nuk Jung's. She's a good friend of ours. But she can give a more of a a counterpoint without sort of being too connected to it. What does she?
More non-biased.
Yeah, sort of. How does she find in the dating game? And these are the sort of the topics we want to talk about. The whole dating game and everything else. But and of course she's now in that sort of position where she's no longer with her guy, after 9 years. So she's back on the singles hunting game again. And I know who she's got her eye on as well, so don't worry. So, well, I think she's got her eye on 2 guys out of their group, you know. But we'll just let. I'm not going to spruik that one. That's going to just.
Maybe you should message her now and see if Todd answers. All right?
Oh, you reckon? You reckon?
Oh well, then they're not going to owe you $100.
Oh yeah. Right. Hey, Shannon, g'day. Good morning, Shannon. How you doing? I see you upgraded Todd.
Thanks, Shannon. No, I don't think I'm an upgrade. I'm just probably a slightly younger version.
Yeah. Todd is missing in action. Yeah. What MIA? Not MIA. What to me annoyed captured him. So, well, I said I got in a taxi. There was nobody else apart from him in the taxi last night. He only had 2 more kilometres to go. So what happened? I really don't know. I just think he's probably like he got a skinful last night. He did. I'm amazed that I'm still in this position where I can actually sort of articulate and make noises come out of my mouth without getting too carried away. But yeah, we had a ball last night. It really was, I'm going to start putting the what do you call it, the message out a day before as well. Yeah, last mile problem. Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like we've established the 2 week turnaround on the thing. We're not running on Tuesdays like I used to, because that was obviously getting a bit of a challenge, because I was going into Tuesday to do the meetups, and then we're doing the Friday, which is a second meetup, which has got yeah, we're too old for that. I think we us young blokes, we have to sort of keep it down to every couple of weeks now. Yeah.
I should also want to be a little clear-headed for your date days on Wednesdays with Chanya, mate. So Tuesday night's probably not a great thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was always. That was the thing. You could never really get a skinful, and had the Wednesday sort of date issue that we had to deal with, which always kept me sane. But again, like doing the Friday night, same thing. I do watch how much I drink. Okay, I might not be able to ride or drive home, but I do tend to sort of meter myself so that I stay sort of some sort of sensibility, so I make sure everybody else gets home. How's the business that Chanya's selling doing? She's managing to keep the rent paid and the electricity paid, and I still see little packages turning up from not from Lazada, just these. She buys all these dresses online now. She doesn't do much shopping at the markets these days. There's always something sort of turning up in the, what have you bought this time? So she must be sort of making a bit of money, sort of doing all right. But I don't really pry into it. I still want to sort of push the issue that we need to start to think about expanding and getting 2 or 3 salons, and but it's up to her to find the people who can run them. That's one of the biggest problems we get. She's sort of saying, or I can't remember who it was. I was talking to somebody recently, and I think it was Victor was mentioning it. It could have been Victor. Another one of the new layabouts that hang out in our channel. But he was just saying what we should do is set up the salons. So every salon you set up costs about 200,000 baht to put all the gear in, and then what we do is we have girls pay a fee to actually have the chair. So they rent the chair, and they bring their clients into the salon, right? And we pick up what they call the rent for the chair. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who there's no conflict of interest. But yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if that model works over here or not. But we're going to talk about something.
Yeah, well, that model's works here in Australia quite a bit.
Yeah.
We sell on over a couple of shares. So.
Hello, darling. Kiss me.
Last night you so late, man.
Hey?
Last night you late.
I late last night, yes. Yeah, finding business partners can be an issue over here in Thailand, but we have got a fairly good gang here, from Chanya's friends. I know when it comes to Nuk Yung, I don't think it wouldn't be any issue, but Nuk Yung already has her own salon. Whether they want to come under the banner and we can start to, advertise the salons under a sort of standard banner and everything else and work up from there, that's another issue. Getting some Facebook ads done and all that sort of stuff and, pushing it out and getting more and more clientele. But again, it's the way things run business-wise, in the West completely mystifies me as to how they do business over here in Thailand, because it doesn't make sense to me. But hey, it's one of those sort of things. We'll learn it, or it'll be her. She'll get on top of it at some stage. I just don't know when. Where do we go? We're 26 viewers here today. Okay. And the numbers seem to be picking up again. With the 26 viewers, I've only got a few people chatting. Pop up and say hello. I know you've got to be a subscriber to come on, otherwise it's, if you don't be a subscriber, that's all right. Unfortunately, it's just one of those sort of things. If I turn that feature off, we get the spam bots coming in and telling you to go and buy sex at some sort of place at xxsex.com or whatever it is. I don't know. We haven't had those for a while, thank God for that.
So is water still not going to be an option for Songkran this year?
Oh yes. Look, and that's Psycho getting back. Yes, Songkran is on, but no water fights is the general consensus.
You can sprinkle.
Sprinkle?
Yes, you can sprinkle. It's like traditional sprinkling is allowed, but not the super soaker.
Well, that's the thing. See, but people don't realise the action.
Pocket.
Yeah. In the traditional Songkran is when you go to your parents' house, and then you with the little bowls and you pour water over your parents. That's the traditional way. It's not,
their hands.
Over their hands.
And then,
yeah. I know. So I think.
And then also over Buddha statues. Too.
Yeah. So when we've done it with with Chanya's family here on both sides, the water dousing goes all over, so they do the hands and then it goes to the shoulders and across the back and everything else, but it's done respectfully. It's not like throwing it in their face, the whole water gun thing is a completely different thing. That's the kids started out, I'm sure. But yeah, so we're off to the youngins.
It's funny how controversial the whole water fight thing is. If you go online to any forums, Thai related forums, expat related forums, you'll see it's most of the opinions from people are, oh, I hate the water fight, hate all of that. I can kind of see that point. If you're riding a motorcycle, that's super dangerous.
Yeah.
The way that I see it is just go, well, I guess just stay inside. But it's come on, give people that week to relax and let it all out. Has the inner child in you died? What has happened? We need to have a discussion on why you hate this so much. I feel that's my internal monologue to them whenever I see those posts.
I've actually seen posts coming through on my Facebook feed from people that on my friends list, and they're up. They're going, yes, finally Songkran without water. What? Really? Are you so against that? the motorcycle
Go back
issue.
to the U.S. Nobody
Yeah.
does that there. Where it's
yeah.
boring. Enjoy.
But like, okay, the motorcycle issue. Like, I will not ride a motorcycle for the Songkran week, because the water on the roads and everything else, and everybody's crazy, and then of course you like
Powder.
what's the name of the clong down here? Tawatana, I think, or something like that. But it's one of the major clongs that service the area, and they put these pretty water pump engines sucking the water out of the clong, right? And it's literally it's a fire hose, thick stream of water that you really that's getting a bit over the top, honestly. But you just don't want to ride a motorcycle. But even when we've been through in cars, and like they hit you with the water jet from these pumps, and your windscreen wipers can't even get it off the wind. That's how heavy it is. And you're going, really, what happened to just a little bit of friendly play water, But no. Right, hey Waz, do you have any suggestions for travel insurance as planning to come back soon? All I can say is you got to talk to you really got to reach out to your embassy or the consulate in Thai consulate in the country you're in, and finding out what their suggestion, because travel insurance. When I used to come for the travel, I bought my tickets with my MasterCard, which included travel insurance, and that's all I ever used. I never worried about it. MasterCard was, I've got a gold MasterCard, and travel insurance was all part and parcel of it. So I never even thought about it. But most of your travel agents will obviously suggest something. They're probably another option as well. But I've got no idea who's doing travel insurance and what the best travel insurance is.
And that might, again, that's different than insurance that necessarily covers COVID. And make sure when you get an insurance, it's kind of up to you, but there's insurance companies that cover the letter of the law here. And then there's insurance companies that will actually cover everything if you test positive for COVID but don't have symptoms. Where before, and I don't know how they're doing it with new arrivals here, if you have to still go to the hospital in quarantine, in which case if you have no symptoms for a while at least, when I was researching this a year ago, some insurance companies would not cover that because to them you don't have an ailment even though you test positive. So you get to pay for your expense of staying in the hospital for whatever amount of days for quarantine. So, up to you. Just make sure it either what your coverage is on that.
Yeah, that's a big point, because I said they could pull you out of a line coming through, and they're doing what they're doing, the antigen test now, aren't they? When you arrive, which is the the nasal swab, 3 minute, shake it for 3 minutes, and then
I'm not sure on this one.
If you test positive there, they are literally going to take you away and say, "I'm sorry, we have to put you into 14 days quarantine or 10 days quarantine until you test negative," and that's at all your cost, and you're not sick. Like I know when I had COVID in January, I had a temperature for 24 hours, and that was all I had. Apart from a little bit of a headache, and I think I had a raspy throat for 24 hours. But I get that with the flu. I get that with normal influenza and other ailments. But yeah, I wasn't sick at all. I've heard people can get quite sick with it, but
yeah, it's just different on people.
Different people have different.
But it seems like the newer variants are less deadly, but more virulent.
Well, I can tell you from my experience on a daily basis that the young people I work with, they get over it real quick. So it's 2 or 3 days and some of them have a little bit of a linger effect, but the brunt of it's done within 2 days. So,
Yeah.
and again, it varies from a bad cold to a standard sort of flu effect, and that's it. Nothing too extreme. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Paul says no Thai company covers asymptomatic PCR test is still needed. So maybe you have to get it through a different, like an international company. I don't know. That's rough. But
Yes, so Paul Leverage. No Thai company covers asymptomatic PCR test still needed. I think you're going to have to get something that's international. I haven't heard anything in Thailand doing the asymptomatic, stuff.
and they're doing the test once you arrive now, rather than the test before you leave. So unless you get your own test before you leave, you won't really know what you're going to have until you arrive here, and surprise, you have it. Enjoy.
Yeah, well, I suppose you could always self-test before you leave, just to know the fact that you're on a plane and you were negative when you got on the plane.
It is in one way. I kind of like that because it's less stressful if you're traveling to try and worry about. And I don't think the tests are as the timing is as bad, but sometimes timing a test 72 hours before you leave is problematic. Yeah. You have to test before you go. Yep, just to make sure. Because airlines these days are pretty easygoing about changing your ticket. Even if you have a non-refundable ticket, you can still do a change with most airlines.
Actually, I was just reading somewhere that most airlines won't even let you get on the plane without a test anyway. So that's another issue too.
Depends on rule, depends on country, depends. If you're flying domestically in the U.S., at least back a year ago, that was not the case. You could fly domestically without a test, no problem.
Where is Todd? Where is Todd? Oh my God! We killed Todd last night. Oh my God! Sorry, it's just one of those thoughts.
Todd is still not there, guys.
That's it.
And I've had zero response. So.
Warren, come clean. What did you do to Todd last night?
I didn't do anything to him. I just sent him on his way in the taxi. I may have to jump on the bike later and just jump on the scooter and go and make sure he's he hasn't crashed out on the front yard or something. He's lost his keys or something.
Okay.
We'll find out. Don't worry. We'll find out what's going on. Pretty sure I had COVID, even though tested negative. Still better now. Yeah. Okay. And again, unless this is what always got me with the testing. Apart from that time in January where I had it, I had nine additional days that these little plastic things, so these things here, was telling me I was positive. Felt perfectly right, but this said I was positive. I couldn't go anywhere. To have to run a test to know that you're sick, that's really a bit of a really.
Yeah, well, I'm currently doing those every day before work at the moment.
Oh yeah. Does the government pay for that, or does the work pay for that?
Oh yeah, they're all supplied by the government, so I don't have to buy them. But it's just because of the work situation I'm in. I pretty much a close contact every day, and it's just one of those things, and it's not so much mandated. It's just for self-assurance, that I'm not going to take it to work and be a spreader, but at this stage I've probably been in contact with 30 or 40 people in the last 3 weeks that have come back positive, and it's it's just one of those things. But,
Yeah,
so
I know.
far, so
Shanya's been doing the self testing here every few days as well, because again she's in front of clients every day, and you don't know where the clients have been, so I think it's one of those sort of safety things that she's looking at, and if she's testing negative, then I'm pretty sure I'm negative as well, so it saves me having to run a test. But yeah, I'm feeling no ill, apart from a bit of a fuzzy head from last night's drinking. I'm feeling all right. Fuzzy head, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah. Okay, I had a haircut. There you go.
So that's the Jerry cut. Is that what Jerry wants? Is that
He
what
wants one of these. Yes, he wants a Jerry cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to let the hair grow out a little bit to get that sexy look.
That's right. So Stevens is saying he had no loss of taste nor sore throat, but fatigue, body aches and pains, slightly runny nose. I think I had a bit of a sort of a, what they call lymph node pressure happening. I could tell my sort of lymph nodes were working overtime for that 24 hours that I had the temperature. But after that, just nothing else. Supposed to take a week off when I had close contact with someone who had COVID, but has not been enforced here. Yeah. Again, we're just going to have to learn to live with this stuff. That's all we can do. Yeah, the PCR test, and of course the ATK test as well, antigen test will. That's what they your antibodies are running overtime,
Mm-hmm.
And for all I know, if I took a test, every few days as well, I'd probably be showing positive, because this is what antibodies are supposed to do. They're supposed to sort of be working in your body to counteract anything, and you can be perfectly asymptomatic, no fever, no anything, but still carrying it, and you just don't know how you're thinking about other people. I'm a bit of the sort of two minds. Well, the fact that I'm simply having no ill effects, who am I protecting? The other people who have had their shots, or the people or the anti-vaxxers who don't want to have a shot? I was speaking with somebody recently who can't have a shot. Well, he was sort of saying he's concerned because he doesn't want to take the vaccine, simply because of the fact that he's had medical issues with other vaccines throughout his life, that he has a reaction to it, so he doesn't want to take the vaccine and exacerbate any underlying thing. But again, you got to ask it. So I've now got to take a vaccine and get shots and everything else, and protect you because you can't have a vaccine. This is a bit of a quandary that, in my mind,
yeah,
I can't.
I mean, or it's say they choose their risk level.
Yeah.
Again, people. I don't know how to say this without being nice, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those difficult things,
Well, I respect that. Like, again, I don't think that people that don't have issues should modify their behavior for the people who do have issues.
Yeah. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, I look at it that way.
And that can be attributed to a lot of things in society now.
Yeah. I'm just at the moment I'm just on a rant thing at the moment with the whole woke society bullshit. And I've had people sort of say having their accounts on Facebook banned because one guy sort of said, "That's right." I think it was Ed from Hoi Hin. He was sort of saying that he got a message from Facebook, where one of his photos has been flagged by somebody. Right? It was his photo of him or something, from what I understand, and the image the photo got flagged, sort of saying you can't use that image. It's copyright or something like. He's what? It's my photo taken with my camera, and you're flagging my own photos. Show me the photo you're talking about. And no, they can't show the photo. And what? So somebody, because I suppose Ed himself, he's a bit of a loose cannon when it comes to posting on Facebook. Anyway, he's he's a bit politically minded. And I think just somebody's just flagged something, and just to piss him off. But then Facebook, they get on your case. What? Like last night, I posted the shot. Had a blowjob last night. The drink. It's called a blowjob. It's a Bailey's with Kahlua, and it's got a little cream on top. They call it a blowjob. It's a legitimate liqueur drink. I felt I had to then put a comment on my own photo with the reference to
disclaimer.
Because
life is so much better with disclaimers.
Oh my God! It really. Of course, it hasn't been flagged. I'm sure somebody will flag it.
Everybody a lawyer. That's great. That's what we need in society. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
But it is. What is
life
going on
with
this? This world we're living in is completely screwed at the moment. It really is. We just need to get off this woke culture. Right? Now, it's okay to be awake to the bullshit that's going on, but there's being awake and there's woke. They're completely two different things, It's just, it really is like the flu, but for most part, I would agree, not as bad based on what I've heard. Yeah, well, the majority of people I've dealt with over the last 6 months have come down with sort of a form of it. One of my friends, he was sick for 4 days or something, and he was feeling quite drained and ill from it. But again, he's a bit more senior years than us. So yeah, I suppose the older you are, the less resilient you are. And again, they're like, yeah. I got to think about
Funny
these.
how that has parallels to a lot of other different.
Yeah, with drinking last night. Yeah, sort of. I still managed to surface this morning, but I do watch what I drink these days. I don't drink as much as I used to.
To be fair, you guys actually drank later than I did, so I was the wimp that went home early. So I have no room to talk. Just saying that you guys had 2 more hours of drinking than I did.
Right, so there's the ex-analyst to say he was flat on his back for a week with COVID in December, yeah, but he says he's had worse flu, and that's the thing. I've never had a flu shot, and you get the flu and the seasonal flu running around the office, and I get it for 24 hours, and I'm back at work. I'm probably still spreading it, but I'm totally above. It's in and out. My body just has always dealt with it very quickly. I've never had a long, protracted, flu virus or head colds or things like that. Though my body system tends to take care of it.
Yeah, I can concur with that, Warren. I mean, it's first time I had a flu shot, and the only time apart from these mandated ones for me. I was sick as a dog, and it was 2 weeks prior to going to the States. They highly recommended this flu shot. Yeah, take it. It's the sickest I'd ever been, so I sort of stay away from those things now.
Stephen said, one thing for sure, COVID plus has brought back to life the great Australian sickie. Yeah. And they kind of like I did 15 years at the last place I was working at, and I had something like 3 months of sick leave accrued over that 15 years. Of course, you don't get paid for the sick leave you don't take. That's. But yeah, I would have been fine if I was still working in Australia. I would have had sort of copious amounts of sick leave to deal with it. Yeah, so it's just. Yeah, I was going to release that one, Stephen, but you deleted it on me. Damn! You have to post it again. What was it? What did he say? Oh, you don't have to ask. What did he say? He said, "I got my image of a blowjob hangover pretty rough."
Got to imagine a blowjob hangover is pretty rough.
Yeah, the blowjob hangover. That's all right. The woke YouTube will flag this video. Don't worry. So used to the Saturday morning videos being
Context
demonetized.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're all computers now. It either is or is not. There is no gray area. There is no context.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's all for.
So who's been watching
The
Halo?
rule.
So who's been watching Halo?
Well, I'm starting it today. So.
Oh, okay. So I think I got
Halo?
3.
There's
Halo.
like
It's a
the-
TV series.
the video game. There's a movie on it.
No, it's a TV series.
It is series now. Yep.
It's on my Plex. You can check my Plex out. It's on my Plex.
okay,
I got the first
yeah.
3 episodes up on my Plex.
Hate the game, but like the writing.
Yeah, it's an interesting. And again, so what's the other one I've been watching? So there's what's the Moon Knight. I can't figure that one out. That TV series is just really. I can't follow that one. It's just too. Maybe it's just going to take a few more episodes to actually understand how it all fits together. But it has the potential to look pretty good. No worries. I'm well versed in symptomatic abuse.
Systematic abuse.
Systematic abuse. Systematic abuse.
That's what you're there for. Everybody's punching bag. we appreciate it.
But yes, Halo. It seems interesting. I don't know enough of the story in the game called Halo. As far as I know, the Halo game was all based around a almost like a Larry Niven Ring world. Is that right? And that was blown up or something. I can't remember.
It's there's a lot more to it than that. The universe and the books and stuff.
Yeah, but
like I said, the writing, the books that I've read, the writing was interesting. I had issues with the game itself. I thought it had very lazy, at least Halo 1. I played a tiny bit of Halo 2. The level design was very lazy, and I'm gonna get myself into trouble here because I have very, very unpopular opinions on this.
Well, the TV series looks pretty good.
I'm interested in the TV series.
It's definitely sort of got my attention. That's for certain. What do they call it? They call them the Spartans. There's a special warrior class. Yes, they're almost indestructible. But again, they're against the alien race, which is numerous, and they'll kill anything on sight, something or other. But there seems to be a political edge to it as well. So there's different sort of political factions in the human species range, and anyway. If you haven't seen it, there's 3 episodes out at the moment for Halo. Definitely one of those sort of TV series that if you like science fiction, you should enjoy. There's my girl. She's off to work.
Exnihilo, or how do you pronounce that? Sorry, buddy. Makes a very good point that, like, in the early days of it, it was originally supposed to be a completely different game, and it was originally supposed to come out for Mac and PC, and then Microsoft kind of took over, and it got released for Xbox and PC, and it became a completely different game than its original, like how it was supposed to be.
Inception.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm like, what's the streaming platform that's running on? I think it's Amazon at the moment, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's go to the Google machine.
Let me have a look.
Can't find any. I can't find my password. Where the F is?
TV series. IMDb's not going to tell me where I can actually see it.
And obviously, the only way to really sort of bring it up is to actually go to my Plex. actually play it. I'll play the start of an episode. Where are we?
By Showtime.
"26th century conflict between Iran and France." Studio June.
Paramount Plus.
Hmm?
On Paramount Plus.
Is it Paramount
Is that
Plus?
its own streaming network?
Well, it's coming through on a streaming platform, yeah. I'm just going to turn. Oh, it is. It's Paramount Original. Okay,
Yep.
but I didn't even.
There's
That,
an American subscription on demand over. Okay. Paramount Stream. Yeah, so it's its own competitor to all of these.
I didn't even think Paramount actually had a streaming platform.
Apparently, it began as CBS All Access. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. It relaunched in September 2020 as Paramount Plus. Yay! I can read Wikipedia.
There you go. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along.
Checking your desk drawer. I mean, you went with lost his passport. Might have to go to the Australia Post and get a new one. That's always one thing. That's why I don't take a passport. If I ever lost my passport, how do you get a new passport when you're in a different country? That's a good question.
Embassy. I believe
Embassy.
it's your embassy.
You'd have to go back to Australia and go, because like my biggest problem is the fact that where do you get your, like I don't even have my birth certificate anymore. Like you said, I haven't sort of seen my birth certificate for 20 odd years or something like that. But how do you even get a birth certificate to prove how old you are?
First
you-
test.
I'm sure
you have to
they.
have other forms of ID to do it,
Yeah,
but you can. It's just.
I'm sure it's possible, but it does worry me. It's one of those things, like you wouldn't have no problem getting it, getting something sorted out back in Australia. But being over here, what would happen if you lost your passport and get one new one issued and everything else? Yeah.
Well, you can't leave the country without your passport, so
Yeah.
you'd have to get it here, which means
Fair
dealing
enough.
with embassy.
Anyway, we are at the end of our day, end of our stream. 58
I
minutes
think
into
you
it.
are right, Stephen. Sorry, go ahead, Wazza.
Cody, you need some red in your backdrop for drop, just in case you match Kimber. Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so you've got your red strip in your background. I've got the red collar, so Cody, you need some red in your background, mate. Stephen's complaining that you have no red to match the rest of us.
Yeah, there's my closing screen ready to go. Stephen hasn't told us to cue the song and get off, so
good.
so he's got to, we're going to waiting for the boss to tell us. But we'll keep on talking until the boss tells us to go.
That's all right. It's been good to be back.
Yeah. Yep. So you're
Morning.
sorry. This is my it's my OCD CDO. Let's put the letters in the right order. Prostitute yourself. Prostrate. Yeah. Prostitute yourself at the embassy. Yes, exactly.
Paging Todd. Where is Todd?
Where is Todd? He's definitely not here. We'll have to go and find out. We'll have to go and rescue him. I'm sure he's okay, but I think it's one of those sort of things. For Todd to not turn up to Saturday, it's we're starting to get a bit worried. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. So there is song and get off. He says, get the song on, play and get off. So we're out of here. We'll see you again next week. There probably won't be any videos out during the week because I'll be in what do you call it, Sukhothai. Won't have access to my desktop, so I'll probably have a video coming out on Sunday, and then we won't have another one until probably Friday next week. So hopefully that will keep people happy or sad or whatever. Who knows? Anyway, I'm out of here. Closing screen. Get off. And yeah, Todd is in bed with. He probably is.
There you guys.
Yeah. Cue the song and get off. See you later. I'm out of here.